Hello and welcome to this very quick session today where I'm just going to give you a bit of an introduction to me and my experience and my skills and my qualifications, just so that you know why it is that you should be listening to me when it comes to anything to do with systemizing your business. So back in 2004, I got my first managerial position, and at the time, the business was going from having multiple service centres all around the country to having one central business centre where all the administration was being done. I headed up the billing team, and so what that involved was creating a lot of processes to streamline things, getting the team upskilled so they knew what they were doing, and also getting the service centres to send us the information that we needed to get the work done, and being mindful obviously of the fact that they weren't always that happy that we'd taken their work away from them. So we had to put in a lot of processes and a lot of systems in place to make sure that the work was being done efficiently, that it was being done effectively, and that we were maintaining communications really well with the service centre. Now, whilst I was managing that team, this was a big, national organisation. We actually won Team of the Year with when I was managing them. The next managerial job that I had was with an education company, and the company was expanding rapidly. And so when I went in there was a lot of things that were being done manually. There was no backup. So if anybody was off sick, then things weren't done. There was no centralised systems at all. So people would contact individuals to do things, and then if that individual was off, it just wouldn't get done. So as the business had really ambitious plans to basically triple the number of customers that we were going to be dealing with, it was my job to basically put in all the systems and processes so that the team could handle this new influx of work. But also we didn't get 3 times as many people in there. So it was being able to do more work with just a little bit more resource. And so that meant absolutely streamlining everything, putting in processes, making sure that we had it's kind of system, so if people were off on holiday, that the work could be covered. And again, that was a really big organisation as well. And when I was heading up that team, we also won Team of the Year. Now, interestingly, the reason why I put that in there was because whilst we won Team of the Year for both of those roles, at the time I didn't really appreciate it at all, because it was my feeling that, well, this is obvious, this is what you should do. If you've got a team who's been working inefficiently and been working one way, then you obviously need to improve things. So for me, it felt a bit like, oh my gosh, we were given this award and it was just like common sense, and it was just what you should be doing. And it wasn't until quite a long time later that it dawned on me that actually being efficient, being effective, being able to systemize things, looking at the bigger picture and then making sure that things are done properly, that is not something that everybody can do. That's not a skill that everybody possesses, and that actually I should feel proud that I am able to do that, because that is one of my skills. So that's why I've put it in there about winning the Team of the Year, although for many years I actually had even forgotten about it because I just wasn't fussed about it at all. Then in 2010, I continued my studies in business and management. So throughout that time, 2004 onwards, I was also studying alongside working, and then I decided that I wanted to go into teaching business. So I went on to continue my studies in business management, and that's when I then discovered coaching. So I was going to go in and be a business studies teacher, and whilst I was kind of doing all of that, I discovered coaching, and that's where I realised actually this was the perfect thing for me, because I could work with actual business owners and help them with the bits of their business that they needed help with, and they could actually go in and implement it. It wasn't all theoretical, just working with students, half of who, had hangovers or didn't really want to be there. It was working with people who were really passionate about what they wanted to do, and they just needed that help and support to be able to achieve those goals. So that's when I started helping small businesses, and I worked on some funded programs, some for startups, some to help businesses with getting technology into their businesses to help improve their profit lines, and also did some of my own stuff as well during that period. And then in 2018, just after I'd had my firstborn, my husband then wanted to start his own steel detailing business, so I helped him with that. I did all of the business side of things, he did all the technical side of things. We managed to grow the business quite rapidly, so we got team members on board. We had, I think, 5 or 6 people on board quite quickly. So yeah, and so it was down to me to get all the systems and processes in place to make sure that the team could deliver the work as well as the standard that my husband required. And so then in 2019, once it was up and running and the business side of things was working really well, I went back to helping small businesses because that's just really what I'm passionate about. I love helping small business owners with their business. And so I then 2019, 2020 went back into that. Obviously then we had COVID, so that was all fun, and but yeah, it's what I've been doing, you know, for a very, very long time. So these are a few of my qualifications that I've got. So you can see it's all business and management related. I've always loved business and management, and ever since I started my first managerial job back in 2004. So I've got professional certifications, professional diplomas, foundation degrees. The professional diploma was actually a postgrad degree, business process mapping, coaching qualification, Prince 2, and then also loads of other courses, and I've read loads of books. So anything about business I know at least a little bit about. And then when it comes to systemizing operational effectiveness, operational efficiency, all of that side of things, strategy, that's where my expertise lies. So please feel free to check out the rest of my videos. I'm going to be providing lots of free resources as well to help you grow your business and create a business that runs like a well-oiled machine. So check those out. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. And then you can keep up to date with all the content that I'm putting out there. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.